G'day guys, welcome to my round 12 recap of the NRL. Now I got to go to one of these games this week, so let's break it down. Watched most of them as well, but I did definitely keep up to date with them. Let's get into round 12 of the NRL. So the first game of the week kicked off on Thursday night at Suncorp Stadium, Brisbane Broncos hosting Parramatta Eels. Now, I go for the Eels and we're having a struggling year, but I think we finally found our form and we played really well in this game. I know this game was a loss, 18 points to 10, so it was pretty close. It was 2 tries or a converted try and a penalty, but I think personally we played really well, and there was a great interception, one of those tries, the try there. Personally, I think Brisbane Broncos played really well as well. They had great defence and it stopped us from definitely scoring some tries. It was a good game to watch, but a loss is a loss, and I was disappointed. But props to the Brisbane Broncos for getting that win, and I think it put them in the top 8 at that time, which I'll speak about later. So the next game of the week was Friday night, was Manly and the Raiders. Now I tipped the Raiders for this one, and this was a close game. Friday night was field goal night. But I think that the Canberra Raiders definitely played at their absolute best this game, showed great form, ready to make the 8. I personally think Canberra Raiders have a high chance of making the 8 the way that they play. Manly Sea Eagles really played well as well, but just that last field goal from Caesar taking out the 21-20 win for the Canberra Raiders this week was a really pretty good game to watch, this one. The last game of Friday night, as I said, field goal Friday, 6-7. Now, I didn't mind watching the game. It was an okay game of football, but overall it was really nothing special. Jonathan Thurston going for the Cowboys, trying to get Golden Point, was a bit upsetting. I did tip the Storm for this round, so I was happy to get a lot of tips right this week. So it was 6-7. The Cowboys just aren't playing at their best this year, I really don't think. The Storm as well didn't play very great. There were a lot of errors, but they took out the win in this match. So on to Saturday footy. Now, this was Roosters and Titans. I was actually at this game. Wasn't too far from me at all. So I went down to Central Coast Stadium and I watched this game. Really good game of football. At halftime, even though I knew the Sydney Roosters were going to take out the win here, it was 14 points to 8 Gold Coast Titans way. And it managed to be Roosters 34, Titans 14. Got nothing on them in the second half. And I thought it was a really good game from the Roosters side, and they showed great form. There were some really good tries. Go and check out that vlog video if you haven't seen it. I've got a vlog video of some good tries being scored in front of me. I think I missed one of the tries from the Roosters. But yeah, really good game of football to watch this one, and Roosters were definitely at their best here at Central Coast. Proceeding on to Saturday, our second game was the Warriors home game against South Sydney Rabbitohs. I tipped the Rabbits this one, and wow, they played really well. The Rabbits were in really good form as an away side, and it was 30 points to 10 for this one. And I just thought the Rabbits, every time I watched them, the way they play with the ball was great. The last game of Saturday was a surprising one. Now, I tipped the Panthers for this, but at last minute I got scared that the Dragons would bounce back. As a Panthers home game, I was really happy with this for the win, and they're now sitting first on the ladder board. Panthers and Dragons, what a game that was. Every time the Dragons had the football, like the Tigers and Bulldogs game on Sunday, they either made errors or they didn't work with it. Whereas the Panthers had a great half side and they played really well as a pack and a team. 28 points to 2, taking out the win for this one and the top spot on the ladder board. Now on to Sunday footy. What a shocker of a match. I picked the Sharks for this one. The Sharks are playing great form. 48 points to 10. What a game this was to watch. I think for me, this was the game of the week. Roosters and Titans, I think, would be second place. It's almost a tie between the two, but the Sharks just attacked brilliantly, taking on the Newcastle Knights, not letting them score, giving them no opportunity. And I think the Sharks and the Rabbitohs proved this week that they have big potential to win the comp. Just an amazing side. Valentine Holmes got a hat-trick in this match. It was just awesome to watch. Chad Townsend hitting both sides of the post, hitting the bottom of the post, and not getting it in. What a disappointing moment that could have been 50 points, half a century. What a great game for the Sharks, and it brought them, I think, to 5th place now. So after getting 7 of my tips right for the week and about to have a full round, I tipped the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, and they suffered a loss this week. Really annoyed at this one. 7 out of 8. Nearly got all my tips right for the week, but the Bulldogs just weren't enough for the Tigers. Tigers and Bulldogs made a lot of errors in this match. I think the Tigers made something like 12 errors, whereas the Bulldogs made 7, I think. But at the start of the first half, Bulldogs absolutely dominated the Tigers attack-wise and things, but the attack in the second half just dropped off and it suffered that 10-14 loss. Disappointed that I missed this one, but good on the Tigers, and I think it put the Tigers into the 8 for this one as well. So yeah, that was the week of footy, guys.